It's a great day. My name is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission is to provide you, that's right, you, the hard working entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. It on this episode, we have the one and only Shanna M Scott, and she'll be talking about $1 million events and experiences. Sounds interesting. What's going on,
Yeah.
Shanna? How you doing?
Hey Shay, how are you? It's great to be here.
Great, and it's great to have you here as well. Thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show, and thank all the viewers. Thank you for tuning in and allowing us to stream into your home so we can be a part of your experience. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Before we get started, there's a number of folks, they'll read your bio, they'll see how famous you are, they'll check you out online and all that cool stuff, but they're hearing $1 million events and experiences. My number one question, maybe my only question I have the whole time is, what's holding people back from having $1 million events? Like, why are folks struggling these days to have $1 million plus events? What's some of the challenges they have these days?
All right. The number one challenge, and believe it or not, it's the easiest thing out there. You probably be like, really? The number one reason why people are not having $1 million events is they don't have a plan to. That's the number one intention. When you sit down, when we sit down and we work together, we have an intention of hitting $1 million. Now, and what does that look like when we set the goal? It is all based in the marketing. So with the marketing, we first look at who needs to be in that room and align it with the offer, and then design a marketing plan so those individuals can get inside of the room. Easiest answer, the intention.
Now, what do you say to the person who's listening saying, okay, I like what I'm hearing, Shay. We'll talk about her backstory in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. They're like, but I've tried to go to ChatGPT and I try to say, give me a plan, and it put together something, but I still wasn't able to have $1 million event. How come folks can't just use AI today and say, here's what I need to do, here's my checklist, and why does it just not magically happen for them?
Again, that intention and that energy. What you want to do when you're putting together with these $1 million events is you have to put in the work. You have to put in the energy. And why should you go to AI and have AI build you out a plan? Well, first and foremost, let me give AI their prompts. They will give you an actual road map to $1 million. So let me give you an example. I live here in South Carolina, right, Shay?
Yes.
And you live in DC, correct?
Yes.
You're in DC. You're in DC area. If I decide that I'm going to go ahead and put into my GPS system that I'm going to go into DC, it's going to give me a roadmap, right? And that's the same thing that AI is going to do. But here's the thing. Whenever I am on my route to DC, there may be some instances where I may have to go take a turn that wasn't necessarily planned. When we are inside of these $1 million experiences and event, once we build out that plan, when we get there, we may have to take a couple of detours. Now, what is so valuable about having me on the team is I know your audience, I know your content, and we know exactly when we need to detour, pivot, or get back on track or stay within the confines of the agenda or move some things around. Because again, you can't necessarily plan how people will react to certain things. So if you, by any chance, our intention is to make $1 million. So let me just kind of crunch the numbers. You have an offer that's say $25,000. We're going to need how many people to buy the offer in order for us to get that? 40. All right. We know that number. So in order for us to get 40 people, how many people do we need to have in the room? Now, not only how many people do we need to have in the how many people we need to have in the room, how many people do we need to have in the room that are qualified? And one of the mistakes that I've seen is that people decide to, say, hey, we're going to have all these people in there. They may decide that, okay, well, we got to fulfill a certain food and beverage minimum, or we have to have a minimum. Let's go ahead and, you know, fill the room. Let's get our friends, our family, bring a friend, all of these. But are these people qualified? So now you have a room full of 200 people, and maybe 20 of them are qualified for your $25,000 offer. You're not going to make the money like that. Does that mean I'll stop there because I'll keep going? I just want to make sure that's clear.
It makes sense and sense. Come on, somebody. It makes sense and sense. And as you were speaking there, the question that came up to in my mind was, whoa, okay, I like what I'm hearing. What should I'm talking to you experienced folks. We'll come back to you newbies, right? Like I'm a newbie. Put me in the inexperienced category. But there's some of your experience. And you might be thinking, wow, okay, so if I do want to hire someone or partner with someone like a Shanna or someone like a Shanna, what advice would Shanna give me? What are 3 things that I should look for if I'm going to work with a partner to help me get there? Because I'm not getting there now. Are there 3 things that you look for or that someone should look for when they're looking to partner with a company that can help them with their event?
Absolutely. And I will say this over and over again. And you're going to say, oh my gosh, the energy. Will you do the work? Because here's the thing about getting to $1 million. And typically the I don't know what the American average salary is. Let's say the average salary is 100 of Americans right now is $100,000, right? An average American makes $100,000 a year. So 12 months, they are doing the work. So your work is scored over 12 months. You're going for $1 million in a smaller amount of time. So all of that time is going to be compounded into those 3 days or that event campaign. That energy isn't expended. That energy still is there. So you now have, say for instance, energy spread over 10 years if it's $100,000, okay? You now have that energy compounded in the matter of your event campaign, which may be 3 months or 6 months. With that being said, you have to do the work. That amount of energy is going to come in. Now, and what is challenging for a lot of people is that it gets hot and heavy. It gets really, really stressful for some individual. And they may say, you know what, I can't do this. And they may stop. And I've seen my clients when we're going for those large amount of monies, when I tell you the energy will match it, which sometimes look like all Hades breaking loose. Some people say, let me not do this. Let me wait another time. This happened, that happened. You just get to keep the course and know your numbers. If you have an offer that is, as I said before, $25,000, you know you're going to need 40 qualified individuals. So all of that energy, that $1 million energy is going to be compounded inside of that small. And you just got to be able to withstand that, keep going, know your numbers, and get the qualified individuals inside of the room. Because
I
my
love it.
commitment is you get the qualified people in the room because all of the event hosts, you have to do your own marketing. Okay. You get them in the room, we will close them without a
Love it.
shadow of a doubt.
Love it. That's spot on, by the way. And as you're speaking now, a number of folks, they're meeting for the very first time. They have no idea who you are. I know you're famous all over the world. I get it. And there are a number of folks that may know who you are, but there's a lot of folks that say, Shay, I'm in the kitchen right now and I'm cooking, but I like what I'm hearing. There's another entrepreneur that's leaning forward right now saying, it's making sense, but who is this person? Didn't read her bio, Shay. So take a moment. We'll slow down if you can. And you know the question. You've been there before, which is, who are you? What's the backstory that led you to being so passionate about what you are passionate about now?
Thank you. I am Shanna Scott of Shanna Scott PR in Events and the Event Professional School. I am what we call an event conversion strategist, which is an event planner on steroids. We just don't plan events and experiences, we monetize them. When our clients bring us on board, they have a financial goal or they have a goal to increase their visibility. What we do is all of the above, but mostly financial goal. And how I got started into this, I always did events. It was more so on the social side, like the weddings and family reunions and all of that. And one day my business was just feast or famine, Shay. Feast or famine. It's like we had money and then now we didn't, and we were about to get evicted, me and my small girls. And I had to do a very, very, in my eyes, horrible thing, which was go get a job. But whenever I went and I got that job, because of course, entrepreneurs, we don't want to go work for someone, but I had to. I ended up, but it was all God designed. When I ended up going and getting the job, it was for a business coach. Now, mind you, I did not know what a business coach was, what they did. All I know is that they were looking for an event planner. And the business coach took to me. She was like, yeah, you're the right person. I didn't realize that it was God in works. So I ended up, the first event we did with that business coach, Shay, we ended up making multiple hundreds of dollars. And I went right then from spending my clients' money, for weddings, we spent, with all the decor, to making my clients' money. I knew
Wow.
that's exactly what I wanted to do because inside of that room, I saw people's lives changing. They were now having the money to fund their philanthropic efforts, hire staff, take their business to the next level, and serve even more.
Wow. And in that moment, it all changed. Now, on the other side, I'm curious when you're looking to work with an entrepreneur or your company, what are one, two, or three characteristics you look for in that individual? So you gave us earlier what we should look for if we're working with someone. But I'm curious, when you're looking to partner, I'm sure you get calls all the time saying, save my business, help my event. And, it might be at the last minute and so forth. But when you're looking to work with a company or an organization, what are two or three things that you look for?
I'm Shay, honestly, it's one thing that I look for, and I can tell if this person will convert, and that's rigor, i.e., energy. Are they going to do the work? Are they going to withstand what the energy is going to start coming? Because we all know, and Shay, you know more than I do. Money energy is big energy. It is a big energy. And sometimes people don't, realize it like, oh, I want to make this money. It's going to be pulling on you. You're going to have to put in. That's just the law, the universal law. And when I see, and I don't care how much money you have, you could be in dire straits. If you are a hard worker, if you are doing the work, you will convert every single time. Every time.
Says so well, by the way. And you gave us an example earlier of a setback you had, but I want to move to a segment we have here called Today is My January 1st. Now, for those folks who tune in for the very first time, welcome. For those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know what we're about to do. You might even wait to say those magical words yourself. Today is my January 1st. Happy New Year to you. For all the other folks, welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show family. Today is our January 1st is our personal mantra. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is or how bright and sunny the past may be, the past really no longer equals the future. And so my question for Shanna on the other side is really twofold. Number one, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? What do you hear? And number two, when was another time there was a challenge, a setback on this road that you're on now, and how were you able to bounce back from it?
Love that. So the first question was about January 1st. Today's my January 1st, and you saying You asked me, what does that mean for me? That means, and Shay, I'm extremely aligned because I always say on my end, today is the first day of the rest of your life. So, what that means to me is that we get every single morning a do over. We get to design the life that we want. And even though there may be some obstacles before us, we get our pen and our paper in this canvas called life and draw out exactly who we want to be. If we want to be a business coach, if we want to make the money we want to make, we get to do that. But I will say it will be some work, but you just get to do that and just make your mind up. Now, the second part of that was, oh, excuse my 50-year-old brain. What was it again, Shay?
What was another moment you had in your life where there was a setback, and how were you able to bounce back from it? You gave us one earlier, but I didn't. Maybe
uh,
that's the only one you ever had in your life. Maybe your life's been perfect. I
oh yeah,
don't know.
right.
But what was another setback or challenge you had?
COVID. COVID. Of course, you all know we're event professionals, and whenever the world shut down with COVID, we were no longer able to have in person events. So at that point, we ended up pivoting to virtual events. And Shay, I will be proud to say, and you're part of this journey because you were one of the people that welcomed me into this online space and was very nice and welcoming and answered questions for me. What we ended up doing was making our very, very first six figures in the midst of COVID. While everyone was, applying for stimulus checks and no shade, I totally missed the boat on the stimulus checks, but I was able to curate my own stimulus check. And again, grit, rigor, high energy, hard work. That's what we were doing at that point. And that was a pivotal moment for us. We were able to really take off and go like this. And since then, we've already generated and collected over $1 million since COVID.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being so transparent, by the way.
Yeah.
One of the questions I like to ask when I have a few moments, and we have a few minutes now, it's one of my favorite, and that is, what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? And I always share with the audience, we don't want you to come back with the 10 Commandments, okay? But you've had a lot of mentors. You've read so many
Okay.
books. You probably forgot all the videos you've watched over the years. And now with social media, 10,000 hours, that's like a joke on the weekend, right? You just swipe the thing and there you are watching stuff. But if you had to step back and say, you know what, here's one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been given. What is it? And why is it so important to you?
The best piece of advice, and you know this as a fellow sales expert, is for one, you get to know we're all an expert in our area. I'm an expert events professional, but we've got to know how to sell our services and products. So that is the number one. And Shay, this is a service that you provide. That's why I really, really love what you do. Again, selling, selling, selling. And when I say selling, 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 I do mean as a service.
Selling equals service. It's all about serving. I love how you take that on, you take that personal mantra on what you do. What do you enjoy most about the business you're in now? I mean, you get a chance to help business not only grow, but the impact. What do you enjoy most? You seem to be having fun. You seem to light up.
I love what
It seems to be something that's second nature to you. What do you enjoy about it?
I love is seeing my clients transform. I had one client that when she came to me, she did not have an offer. She was like, "Hey, I want to do $1 million." And I'm like, "Okay, no offer whatsoever." Um, Made $1 million, and she posted on Facebook a few months later that her family was able to buy land and be able to support other individuals. And when I see stories like that where people are using what I call GGG, their God given gift, for them and others to build up their family, that makes me so, so, so happy. And I'm very, very grateful because I know, Shay, this gift that I have, it is from God. My mom is a school bus driver and the janitor, and she worked very, very hard. So we did not grow around a bunch of business, um, titans or influences like that. We did not have a lot. But I did have mentors along the way that helped me and that pour into me. And I'm able to do that now for my clients and help them take their businesses to the next level. Because when individuals like yourself take businesses to the next level, you create amazing jobs and you fund, some of the best philanthropic projects. So thus doing God work. So that's why I love what I do. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, very important, all that you do. Thanks for all that you do, by the way. What do you do for fun? When you're not out saving the world, making a difference for other folks, changing lives, what does fun look like for you these days?
I am a boring person. I will put that disclaimer in. But what is fun to me is my grandbaby. He's just so cute. He's like a 2-year-old little fella. Um, and just hearing him, playing with him, that's what I do. But other than that, I am boring. And my clients will say that, during events, after events, everybody's like, hey, we're going out. And I'm like, deuces, I'm going back to the room in Woosah. A lot, events are big energy. I don't know how they do it. I'm like, I'm going to the room.
Yeah.
So
No.
yeah, I just love just living life. And, I always say I'm a borderline tree hugger, looking outside at the trees. I live near a water source. And I can look right here and I see the water. So that right there just gives me peace. Everybody's okay, Shay. So I'm good. You're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, says so well, by the way. As we come down the home stretch, two-part question. Number one, what type of clients are you looking to work with these days? I'm not sure if your firm's taking on any other clients. So what type of clients are you looking to work with? And number two, how can folks connect with you? They're like, hey, I like what I'm hearing. I need to stay in this conversation. I need to, matter of fact, maybe I need to have a conversation with her so she can see how she might be able to customize it for me. What should they do? What website? Where should they go? Tell the folks, please.
Thank you. Thank you. I work with individuals who want to make $1 million or more. That's at the highest level. We also have programs if you're looking to either convert at your first event, or convert more at your event. We have trainings and courses that individuals can take. We also work with individuals who want to do what I do, who want to learn event conversion strategy. We have training programs and certifications for those individuals as well. And all you simply have to do is go to www.shannascott.com and say, hey, I have a question. I'm at Shanna Scott Events on all social media, or you can reach out to Shay and say, hey, Shay, connect me with Shanna, or where's Shanna? And he'll just say, there she is. And we'll go from there. Because pretty much we work hand in hand, because, you're back of the room sales and we're mass sales and we work together. So.
Indeed, we do, but you do so much more. You really make the whole event, the whole experience to actually bring in the money. And I think that's what makes you unique and different from other folks out there that are just planning events. And that's important. If you're an event planner, there's no shade. I mean, it's important. You got to be able to do that. But when you can bring those two together, which you do so well, it makes a difference. So thanks so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We appreciate it. You're amazing. Can't wait to connect with you again.
Yes. Thank you, Shay. Have a great day.
You too. And thank you. Thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. We appreciate you allowing us to stream into your home and be a part of your experience. You have choices and you choose to be with us. And I never get tired of reminding you, every night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, by the way, whether you're doing really, really well, that next level is just rising to the top, or you've been hit with the punch that you never saw coming. The one thing I do believe is that today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason alone, I believe your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown. We out. Peace. See you on the other side. Bye-bye, everybody.